relic add, if you know how to do, if you don't know how to do this, by the way, you need to learn how to do this so that you can test your relics, you can test all your mods. You have to make sure you know how to mod Slay the Spire, and you have to be using Steam as well. Real quick, if you're using Steam and you don't know how to do this, workshop, there'll be heaps of mods. We want mod the Spire. I use this one. This one might be better. I don't use this one. I've never used it, so I can't help you if you use this one. And then we also want STS1. This one here. You want to select player with mods, but it will probably have nothing. I've got all these selected, but like if I create a new one, it'll be nothing selected, right? Because you need the base mod, and then it will work. But you also want to have STS1. If you want to play with mods, you can now download whatever mod you like, hit play, and you should be able to do commands. And what you've got to do is go, I think it's in mods. In the base mod, you hit config. Now change console hotkey. You can change this to whatever you like. The L key, for example. So change console hotkey. This is the important one. I press close, return. If I press L now, then this will pop up. I'm going to set it back to my, I'm going to set it back to my default one. Otherwise it will confuse me. But yeah, set that to whatever you like. Don't set it to like M or D or something that, like if I press M, you know how it shows you the map, and D shows you the deck. You don't want to be, yeah, I'm playing with the randomizer, by the way. Now if I go relic, add, you can add whatever relic you like, and it will, you've got it. I'm going to show you how you can make custom mods. Your own mod for Slay the Spire. So this website has been immensely helpful. I will leave the link in the description. So very, very helpful. You can add a lot of things. We've got the setup, we've got audio, cards, content, which has a whole drop down. There's a lot in this. I'm going to show you how to get set up, and then we'll add some relics. But first we've got to get set up. So you download and installed IntelliJ. Okay, so IntelliJ IDEA. It says to scroll down a bit, but they've changed it recently. So there's actually nothing if you scroll down. This is the free version. You would click download and it would start downloading. And yes, I'm using a Mac. This does work on Mac. I've got it installed down here. It should say CE for Community Edition, I think. It might not. If it doesn't, then it's okay. But if it asks you to pay, you don't have to. We won't be needing the subscription. And if you want to make a character at some point, you can just come back to here and click on this one. It has the character already set up. And you will need the basic mod. So we'll go here. After you unzip this, you just need to go open, and we need the pom.xl, pom.xml, sorry, that's what it's called, pom.xml. Would you like to open the project? You hear open as project, and then you hit trust project. There we go. So now we've got to open pom.xl file, that's what this is. Double click it or whatever. This is the name of your mod. I've already made a mod. I called it references. So I'm going to name this one referencing. And that's the mod version. I'm just going to keep it like that because there's nothing in it yet. But when I add something, I'll probably change this one. At the moment I'm just going to leave it like this. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, and a couple of other things here. The mod ID. This should be unique, and there should be no capitals and no spaces in this. So like, name it something that you'll remember though. This is my mod pack that I've made, alright? So this is the exact same as IntelliJ, as you can see here. It will say author, me, or well, you. And I've changed the description. This is what the description is. If you know, you know. Where's here, the description, and you can change that. I'll play it with my mod. So yeah, no, this actually has everything you need to know already. It's really good. So this is my mod that I made before. The name is references, but the mod ID is called PTEA. PTEA. That's what it says for mod ID. I've made one called Jar of Dirt. Now, so this is the relic ID. To get Jar of Dirt, if I write jar, nothing shows up. What, juicy bracelet for J, but that's because this is a modded relic. So you have to write the mod ID, which is PT for me. And well, you can see you've got all these options now. Jar of Dirt shows up. You are going to use it. No one else is going to see it, really. So if I press enter on that, now I've got a Jar of Dirt. It still says wither. It's not meant to be there. See, this is why you test things. Alright, that is why we have the mod ID. You shouldn't need to change anything beyond this point. Feel free to look at it though. Yeah, I haven't looked at it. And make sure you subscribe to Mod the Spire and Base Mod and STS Lib. Okay, Base Mod. Did I forget to mention Base Mod? Maybe I did, I don't know. Right click on here, Properties, Installed Files, and just click Browse. And you've got this. This file might not be there. I've only got this file because I've done this before. But yeah, you really need just Slay the Spire. If you see Slay the Spire, then you've got the right thing. Yeah, hopefully you see Slay the Spire. And it should be in Steam apps. Also, if you're using Mac and you don't have this thing over here, just go show path bar and you should see this. And this is very helpful because it means you can like click this and go copy. Click to expand if you're not using Steam. Yeah, I can't help you, but that can do is right click where it says Steam apps and then copy Steam apps' path name. For me it's Mac, and I'm just going to go here and Command V, and there we go. Now we've got the users, the library, application, and Steam. Now this is something that I've like had to do after everything. Just think of it kind of like saving. If you don't see whatever this is, it's this little pop-up here. If you don't see this little pop-up, just click this M, and then it's this one here, and reload all Maven projects. It's the same thing. I've got to go into project settings, file, and then project structure. So file, it might be different on Windows, but in Mac it's file, project structure, and now I've got this pop-up here. So at the moment it says it's SDK 21. It will say 21 for me, but see, I want 1.8, Java version 1.8. If you don't see this option, download JDK version 1.8. Alright, this is what you gotta do. Eclipse terminal, I think this one is fine. As long as it says 1.8 at the start. I think it's this one. I've already got it, so I won't press it. I've already got it as an option. Like even terminal 1.8 will work as long as it's like 1.8, because it will be set to the SDK default. But yeah, we just change it to 8. There we go. Apply. Okay. Do not skip this step. With this, the setup is almost done. All that's left is to rename some of the code packages, folders, to whatever you'd like. This step is very important as there are multiple mods with their folders left as basic mod master, and src. Let's get, so we go src, and then we've got the same thing, main and Java basic mod. Yeah, okay, I am going to rename it actually. I'm going to rename it to just say all directories, and I'm gonna call it candy cane. This isn't my serious one, so I've already got a serious one. But yeah, call it what you like. This is the mod ID, and I'm gonna hit refactor. But yeah, make sure you reload it, and then Command S. Is go into this M if you haven't already. Under referencing, but this is the name of my mod by the way. In here, it's called referencing. So yours might look different, but yeah, it's the name. You click the button there, and it's under lifecycle, and you'll see, whoa, what the heck is this? It says all you need is clean and package. They're the ones you really need to know about. Alright, so if I double click this, okay, that's the mod ID, not the name. If you see that and you're like, hang on, is that the name? No, it's not the name, it's just the ID. So yeah, build success. Yay, it worked. So yeah, you go current file, edit configurations. Yeah, we go here, this plus button here, for new configuration, and we want to go jar application. And we're going to name it MTS for mod the spire. So we go browse, go browse, show package contents, let's just go here, resources, and there's a lot of stuff in here, but don't be overwhelmed. What we're going to do, path to jar is going to be mod the spire.jar, right? Just all you need to do is click on it and then go onto here and go copy as path name, and then the path to jar should be easy to remember, the one with jar at the end, because it's the path to jar. Anyway, working directory resources, that one just finishes in resources. So all we need to do is go resources here, right click it, copy resources as path name, and then we just paste it into here, boom, yeah, and JRE is the JRE, which, wrong one, down here, so, oops, I opened it, hang on, oops, click on JRE, right click it, copy JRE as file name, Command V, OK, Command S, apply and OK, yeah, Command S, and then if you want to add Maven run goal, right, package, there we go. Oh yeah, and tab is for autocomplete by the way. So hit tab for autocomplete, which is very, very useful, extremely useful. So we click OK, apply on OK, Command S, and then if I hit this bug over here, non-Windows OS detected. What? I've never seen this before. I have actually never seen this before. This one here says basic mod. If you don't see it, it's in source, main, Java, and it should say basic mod, and there's a lot of stuff in here. But yeah, basic mod, we just want this one here. Double click it. It should open. Here we go. Now we've got a lot of stuff in here. I do not understand very much of it, so don't worry if you don't either. So yeah, here you can add a heap of content. I'm going to go through the relics one. I think the relic might be the easiest thing to do. The process of making relics is 2 steps. Step 1, make... Sorry. It's true though, you do have to make the relic before you make the relic. Yeah, so in basicmod.java is what this one's called. In here where it has all these subscribers, at the top it says, so we want to go here, we want to go edit, it has like all these suggested ones, so we want this one here, edit relic subscriber. You click on it, tab. What do? Hit the comma. We also need this thing here, Command C, or you can click that, whatever, receive string, here, receive string, we need one called receive relics. So I think like just under here, if I command V what I just copied, so I can help you out in a bit of encoding. We have these like brackets, right? If you type a bracket, it will do 2 brackets. If you type more brackets, it will do the closed bracket for you. So I'm only pressing one of the brackets, but it's closing it for me. So same with these weird brackets here. If I hold shift and do these ones, it will close it for me already. See that yellow there? So yeah. That doesn't matter. It's just saying it might work cleaner if you delete it, because this at the moment does nothing. And it's like, this does nothing. Why don't you delete it? It's not saying it will break the game, it's just saying it does nothing. You should delete it. If I have this, and I delete one of them, it might break the game a little bit, because it's like, there's meant to be another one of these. Where's the closing one? But then if I delete it, it's like, everything's back to normal. So yeah, you have to have 2 of these for every... If there's an open one, there has to be a closed one. If you want, you can just copy all of it. Actually, that might be easier. Copy all of it and just paste it over what we've got there. Oh no, errors. It's already telling me what to do. You click import class. You might be like, what is that? Well, we've got all these imports here. What does that mean? Automatically, right? It's like it's telling me to do it automatically because it's not in this file, it's in another file. But they can see it's in the other file. And so they're like, hey, import it into here. And so that's basically what's happening. But if I do like this, it'll be like, I can't find that anywhere. I cannot resolve that symbol. Like, what is that? And it might not give you any fixes. And if it says that it cannot resolve the symbol, you've probably made a typo or something. Here's what you want to do, okay? You can copy this exactly the way you like it. You can just close this readme. We're gonna go into relics here. Open it up. We go new, Java class. Now name this what you want. The name of this will be your relic ID. This won't be the name of your relic, okay? You can describe your relic. You can make it the name of your relic, but there's no spaces in it. In relic IDs you can have capitals, but no spaces still. So I'm gonna call this one Flint and Steel. Yeah, I'll name it Flint Steel, just as an example. And then you can go to this site and play around with it, or you can do that now and skip this if you like. You didn't have to watch this video at all. Here, we need the relic properties, alright? So at the moment this is nothing. We're gonna copy and paste, we're gonna copy and paste these relic properties. I'm just gonna copy this. And we need this, okay? Don't highlight this, but highlight this, Command V. Oh no, errors. Okay, this one here is just an import class one. Fixed. This one here is because we've got, it says that it's called my relic, because that's what this one here is called. It says my relic and all that. This one here I've named Flint and Steel, or Flint Steel, I guess. I've named it Flint Steel, right? These are meant to match, and they don't. Flint Steel. Well, Steel. What? Aha! Copy this. Yeah, okay. So if I do it, okay, copy that, right? And if I paste it here, alright. Also, by the way, this here is only if you want it to be character specific. I'm not going to do that. So yeah. And now look, if I want to go here, and I actually want to call it Flint Steel. It will change it, and it will say Flint Steel. Alright, but I want the name to be Flint Steel in it. Because it's a string, it won't change. with everything else. Alright, if you have all this, the relic will exist. Except it will still crash the game if you open it. But yeah, so we want to go resources, basic mod, localization, and oh, hang on, you can't read this, can you? Relic strings.json. And we go here, mod ID and relic ID. So the relic ID at the moment is flint steel. So we're going to go here and we're going to go flint steel. And this is just so that the spire knows what code to use. So at the moment it will be using this code because it's called flint steel. It will take everything from flint steel. And now we'll just, this is the display name. So now I can go flint and steel, because now I can have spaces in it and all that. So yeah, if you were going to have a space in it, usually I'd have a capital. So I'd have a capital flint and then a capital for steel. Whoops. That's just to make it obvious to yourself or someone else, if someone else is going to use it, that these are two separate words. Because if I went like this and went flint steel, you'd be like, yeah, it would say there's a typo in it and it would be confused. But it's fine now because it knows that it's two words. And this is the flavor. I'm going to call it Flash of Steel. Have I ruined that card for you now? Flash of Steel. So E is the energy icon, by the way. That's yeah, it's cool. I like how that's the energy icon. And now I'm going to go here and I'm just going to delete this. This is the description. So what does our relic do? At the moment it does nothing, so I'm just going to write that. Now, hopefully if we click the bug button, what's going on? Base relic. This is inside of base relic. It's called protected base relic. And it's right under the base relic thing that I just saved to delete this. What happens if I delete it? I go to the spire now and go to mods. There might be one called referencing, and it's going to be called candy cane, isn't it? Yeah, but I called it flint steel. Yeah, cool. It didn't crash. Yeah, cool. See, everything works. Aha. If you see this and there's no description, it's a common relic. It says flint and steel, right? Everything works. There's a picture. It says what mod it's from. Yeah, and it says Flash of Steel. But yeah, so this it should say this does nothing, but it doesn't. It does say these two though. So why doesn't it say this? It might for you, but for me, why doesn't it say this? I have no idea. I actually have zero idea. I have zero, like, I am very confused. I asked ChatGPT, tap shift 4 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, I did it. This box should be checked. If it's not checked, just check it, alright? And yeah, if you don't press shift enough times, it won't be checked. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to do it. Oh, okay, there we go. We can search for whatever we like. I'm gonna go for waffle. Here we go. And you're like, what is going on? What is this? This is Lee's waffle. This is Lee's waffle. Now this is what we want. We want public string updated get updated description. Whichever relic you chose. You should have chosen a relic, by the way. It says get updated description, which everyone says that it should be like this. This is what it should look like. If it will look a little bit different, but really we want to copy and paste this, and we want to we want to go under here. We want to paste this, and we just want to delete everything after this 0 here. And remember to add that there. Otherwise there'll be an error. Alright, and that's it. Done. This is Lee's waffle, by the way. You can take a look. Public void on equip. I wonder what that does. On equip means when you click the relic in the game, then all of this stuff in here will happen. If you've done Scratch before, it's if then. What is all of this stuff here? Abstract dungeon.player. What does that mean? It's literally just the player will increase their max HP by 7. That's what that means. The player will increase their max HP by 7. Show effect. What does that mean? Well, you know when you like get healed and then it shows like the green plus and it goes like he. That's what that means. You can't change it. Actually, this is read only. But if you wanted to do this, if you wanted to have a relic that's the same as Liz Waffle, you just copy and paste this. You have access to Slay the Spire's code right now. This is so much fun. Battle start. I don't know why it says super at battle start, to be honest, but I know that at battle start means at the start of combat. I'm gonna make it the exact same as like Vajra or whatever it's called. Yeah, Vajra. It's gonna give, so at battle start, what we're really looking for is this dot add to bot, apply power action. Whatever this stuff means. But then we've got this one here, strength power. Alright, I'm gonna copy all of this and just go Command V. And here's something that's actually fairly important. I've done this before because I'm stupid, but I went on equip. Alright, what's the problem with this? If you know the problem with this, congratulations. The problem here is that you only ever equip relics outside of combat. And you can't have strength outside of combat. So the game crashed. So like I gave it to myself with commands outside of combat and then it crashed. And I was like, what? And luckily, Mod the Spire is really good and it shows you the cause of the crash. Yeah, we don't want on equip. We want at battle start. It won't always suggest it to you. Like it did suggest it to me before. If I go public on, it has like, well, it has a lot of suggested things, but as you saw before, it didn't have anything suggested, and that's fine. That's why it's good to have it, like, you know, we've also got, so we've got like at battle start, we've also got at turn start, which again, it's not suggesting anything to me, but there we go. When it goes blue and it, you know, that means you know that it works. I'm gonna hit reload, I'm gonna hit Command S, I'm gonna hit the bug, and now, actually, you know what, before I do that, I'm gonna change this version to 1. I'm gonna add a 1 there, and then I'm gonna do all that again. Spire, and go to mods, it should be 0.0.1. Yeah, there we go. So, since that updated, it means everything before it must have updated as well. Well, candy cane flint steel. Alright, ready? Enter. It still has this, alright? Oh, and it says it does nothing. We fixed the description. Yes, I should have. Man, I'm info dumping you quite a bit, aren't I? But yeah, there we go. We've got it does nothing, and it says flash it still. That's the flavor. Alright, so people won't see this unless they click on it. And I like having little Easter eggs, like little references, like because half the time people don't really click on them, right? Like if I click on this, I might click on it and read this, but I never read this, right? So now I've got flint and steel. Let's see if it works. Usually I take this one, but for the purposes of testing, I start with 1 strength. Oh, it doesn't do nothing anymore. I should probably change that. And I'm actually going to change one last thing, and then we'll move on to adding images. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this strength power, and I'm going to make it buffer power. Boom. Any power in the game you can give yourself with a relic, like demon form power, dark embrace power, double tap power, rarity here, common, and you just change it to rare, whatever you want. For me, it's gonna be common, and you can change the sound, the landing sound. You can call it solid. We got magical. We got. Now, what if you want to make a new relic? Well, you go new Java class. I'm gonna call this one fromage because I like cheese. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go import static this one here. So I start from here and I go down just to this one, not this one. Right? Not the whole thing. Don't copy the whole thing because then we've got the same relic twice. I'm just going to go with from here to here, Command C. So where it says get updated description, that should be Command V. And now we should get an error, or a couple errors. Don't worry about it, just click, just hit enter or the down arrow and hit the close bracket for that weird squirrely one. So shift and, you know, that squirrely bracket, and that should fix one of the errors. The next error we have is that we have the same name. We have like the wrong name. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. I'm going to keep the F though and change it. We've still got an error though. It's because this one here is still called the now one. So if I hit that and tab for autocomplete, Command S. Now there's no errors, but the mod ID shouldn't be the same. Yep, you know, it just might break the game a little bit. So now if we start up the game, it will still crash over here. We need to add it over here in the strings. We need to give it a name, and we need to give it its mod ID, which it has over here, but it has to have it over here as well. Otherwise, it doesn't really exist. So it will go like, it will be like, oh, it says that fromage exists, and then it will look for it in here, and then it'll be like, error, doesn't exist. You have to be very careful when you're in here. I've done one before where I copied all of this. Can you see the problem with this? Where there's one of these, there has to be a closing one. And I copied it from here. I went Command C and I went Enter, and I went Command V. And I don't know, I'm stupid or something. Because there's clearly an error there, isn't there? And then I tried to start it up and it crashed. And it's because you have to go from this one, copy it from like here. When you hit enter, there's already a comma there, so it does that all for you. And there's an error. Oh no, just Command V, and then now there are no errors. No, I'm kidding. There's still a warning. It's not an error, but you can't have two mods. You can't have two relics with the same ID. I've already got flint steel. Change it to fromage, and see now we've got no problems. Even though all of this is the same, it doesn't matter because this is the string. If it's in a string, if it's these quotation marks, the code, it's not code, right? It's just text. To cheese. Gain just to show the power. E at start of turn, I guess. I don't know how they say it in the game. Just find a relic that gives you energy at the start of your turn. For example, Mark of Pain. Mark of Pain. I don't know why that's the first thing that goes to my head, but there we go, Mark of Pain. Now you see, Mark of Pain has multiple things. Yeah, at the start of combat or at the start of battle, as you'll see, it will give you energy. It will also give you wounds. So that's what. There's key words. So if I want to figure out which part of this relic gives me energy, I can go here, and I can go, oh look, this one here says wound, so it's not this one. This one here doesn't really say anything, so I think it's this one, because it has energy and energy master, so I think it's this one. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it in here. So now it's energy with no downside. Yay! But if you want, like, I don't know, a bad relic that just gives you 2 wounds, you can copy this. If you just copied this, it would give you an error. Why do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you why. We've got public void on equip. We've got public string get updated, blah 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 blah. We've got public fromage, we've got public class. Ah, okay, I got it. Public. Yeah, no, that won't change anything. It has public void at battle start. So if you want to copy some code, you have to start with public void, at least in this, alright? So public void on equip. If I just copied this, that makes sense, right? But it doesn't make sense to the computer. Yeah, this E symbol just means energy, and it will show you whatever class you're in's energy. Pretty cool, right? Let's reload this. Command S, hit the bug. So yeah, it should all work. And that's how you make a second relic, by the way. You just copy and paste everything from your first relic. Not everything, sorry. Up to there. And then you just gotta change the names, pretty much. That's about it. Like this one and this one, you just gotta change. You should change this one. It won't give you an error, but don't forget to change this one, because it might mess something up. Put the ironclad. I just want to show you how this works. It's really cool. Alright, and I'm gonna go fromage, right? So shift and down arrow. You have to do shift, because if you hit down arrow, it will do that. I don't know why it does that. It does that though. Enter, and look, it's got the same picture. This is the default picture for the thing. I think it's so that it doesn't crash. And whoever did this, thank you so much. Because if I would have forgotten to do a picture, and then I see this, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do a picture. Or if I'm not really caring about pictures and I can have them look the same, that's also fine. Arrow, add fromage, and now look what it says. It has energy, but it has it for the watcher. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, pictures, right? We want to have our own picture. We can close these things up here. It's in resources, actually, by the way. We go resources, basic mod, images, boom, there it is, boom. And we can do cards, powers, relics. Right now we're doing relics. I'm going to show you how to do the relics. Let's go with this jar of sugar here. Free download, free use, whatever. Pexels is awesome. I love Pexels. So if I want to go here, I've just downloaded a picture. So in my downloads, I'm going to open this, make sure it's the right picture. Yeah, nice. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold shift. I'm on a Mac, by the way. I don't know. I'm sorry, Windows people. I don't know what you do. You can find some sort of photo editing device. Some sort of photo editing thing. But in Mac, if you open it up and it's a JPEG or a PNG, you want it to be a PNG. So first things first, I'm going to rename this fromage.png. Make sure you name it the name of your relic that you want it to represent. So I want this to represent fromage. So I'm going to hit enter. No. Okay, that didn't work. Alright, I'm going to rename it from here then. I'm going to make sure that it's use PNG and not JPEG. Alright, so now if I open this again, we should see this, right? Cool. I'm going to hit this texture here. If you don't see this texture, by the way, you can go here and hit thumbnails, and it should appear up here. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes it doesn't show. Hold down shift, make sure you've got this selected. It should be by default, but hold down shift and you just create a square, and if you hold down shift it will be a perfect square. And for Slay the Spire you have to have a perfect square. I hit crop, Command S, I don't know why I Command S everything. Anyway, and the magic tool. Hopefully this doesn't, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna delete the whole thing. Ah, man. It is, because if you click it, or if you hover over it actually, it will say adjust size. So, there you go. If you hit this, Slay the Spire's small relic pictures go 128. Okay, so the one that you will see most often, basically, the picture for the relic. Okay, that's what I want you to think of. The picture for the relic, literally just a picture for the relic. Hit enter, or okay, or whatever, and it will be like all squashed up, and it will look really stupid, and you'll start to question why you did that. But don't worry, because you just go here. Make sure you drag it into relics, not into large, into relics. Okay, and hit refactor. But let's say you didn't see that, right? And you saw some other pop up. I don't know how to get it to show. No, I don't know how to get it to show. Anyway. Yeah, okay, it's not showing for some reason. But if you saw something that was like an option for yes or no, hit no, right? Hit no, and then basically just drag it back into relics and hit refactor, and it should work the second time. And look, it says 128 by 128, and it's that. You're good to go. Well, it doesn't need to be that same picture, but here's the thing you can do with Mac. I don't know if you can do it with Windows, but if I download this picture here, again, open it up, and okay, well whatever. I can actually grab this here and then crop it, Command S, and then I can go here and go 256. Also, by the way, make sure it's when you cropped it, make sure you held Shift so that they're both the same. Make sure the square. If you didn't do that, you can Command Z and try again. To fromage PNG. Use PNG. And even though it has the same name, they're not in the same folder, so it's not gonna. I know it's in the recents. I know, and usually you'd be like, why isn't it like yelling at me for having the same name? So if I move it into large, and then hit refactor again, if you saw that thing that said yes or no, just hit no and then drag it in again. Command S, and yeah, that's literally it. It should have the same name. It should be like that's it. That's pictures. So if I hit the bug, if I hit reload, and then hit the bug, I'm gonna open it, and you might notice something. Bro, the picture's really big. Why is it so much bigger than this? And to be honest, I have no idea. But it's not because it's a 128 by 128. I have actually played around with this image size, by the way. I've tried to like shrink it down, and it makes it look cursed. So don't shrink it down. But what I do love is I added 2 pictures. You might not have done this, but see this is a boring relic. It's just the same picture, right? Like you click on it and it's just the same picture. If I like click on this one, right, we've got 2 different pictures. And like, yeah, it looks a bit messy, I guess, but it's 2 different pictures. Like, that's sick. That's so cool. I love that. And now one more thing I'm going to do. One more thing. And then you can go to this site and play around with it, or you can do that now and skip this if you like. You didn't have to watch this video at all. But I'm going to add some audio. And I already know how to do all of this, so I've done this more. Once I figured out how to add sound, there was like a cacophony of sounds when you open the game. On equip is what I want. On equip. Okay, look, this looks a bit messy to me because I'm a coder. It might not look messy to you, but I just have to hit enter here. Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to. It just looks so much better now. Okay, noises are way too quiet. So what I did is I got the noise, I went into GarageBand, and here's a little tip for you guys, for you watching. I opened a project, and I got this, right, and I put it in, and it was really quiet, right, it was really quiet. So what I did is I'd like move all these up, alright, and if that wasn't enough, you can go into the gain, and you can add a heap of gain to it. Yeah, and then but yeah, alright, so here we go. I'm gonna, well, once you've got it loud enough, once you're sure you've got it loud enough, you can drag it into audio, and then hit refactor, alright? Command S. And if it turns out to be not loud enough, you can always just like delete it, and then put it through GarageBand or Audacity or whatever you're using. It's in util, I remember, it's in util. It's called sounds, alright? Double click, dribble click, whatever, open it up. There's one called, yeah, you can keep this here, okay, you can keep this here, but what you can also do is copy and paste this. Look, usually I don't copy and paste this, but you can do that. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna hit enter and go public static string, and make sure this is all caps, right? For me it's Ches, alright, and then you go equals audio path, and the brackets are already there. I always like go to do the brackets, but they're already there. Now it says string file. What that means is you've got to have the quotation marks. So this is just the name of the file, alright? So at the moment it's called ches.wav. Make sure there's no capitals in your file, by the way. Should have mentioned that earlier, maybe. But anyway, hit enter there, and then public static string, I'm pretty sure. And this time it's not, it's like all lowercase, and just call it Ches. Oh, whatever, sorry. Call it whatever it's actually called. Don't just call it Ches. Call it whatever it's actually called. On equip. Card cruel game is what it's called. Dot, and it's already suggesting it for me. Dot sound, dot play. And then we go capital S sounds dot play. No, sorry, not dot play. Dot Ches is for me. There we go, boom, it suggested it. Boom, Ches. And then semicolon thing there. And I don't know if you can hear the audio from, oh yeah, make sure you hit this before you do anything else. I don't know if you can hear the audio. I'm actually going to change this. Yeah, okay, it's already been changed. I'm going to change it to 1.1. Let's open it up. I don't know if you can hear the audio from the computer, by the way. But if you can, you will hear, you know, I'll put it in after, I'll put it in editing so you can hear what it actually sounds like. Here we go. Relic add candy cane flint still? No, we're gonna go with fromage to see if the sound works.
Cheese.
It worked!
Cheese. Cheese. Cheese.
Sorry. Alright, that's it. That's it. That is it. Now you know how to do pretty much everything I know how to do.